Hi everyone, welcome. So this year I wanted to add a few simple Americana touches to our home. My goal was to mix thrifted finds, a couple easy DIYs, and pieces I already own to create a more collected summer look. Before heading out thrifting, I stopped by a few stores for inspiration and found so many beautiful red, white, and blue displays. I love seeing all the classic Americana colors mixed with baskets, florals, artwork, and just vintage inspired pieces. Inspired by what I saw and inspiration picks, I headed to a few thrift stores to see what treasures I could find. And off to a good start, I found this wooden flag along with this beautiful white picture. Couldn't be any more perfect. The next stop was Goodwill, and honestly I could have spent hours here. There were so many beautiful Americana pieces, not only decor but outfits, accessories, all the red, white, and blue you can think of. Alright, now these definitely weren't part of my Americana plan, but I thought these little dishes were so pretty not to share. I was really tempted by this crock pitcher. The rope handle and just that white creamy finish were right up my alley, but at $14.99 I decided to leave it behind. One display that really caught my eye was this wooden crate with glass bottles styled with hydrangeas and little flags is how I envisioned it. I really regret not bringing it home because then I bumped into another one similar, and I think these were the signs, but sometimes I do this to myself. I don't know why, if anybody else goes through this. I then spotted this blue and white plate. It wasn't vintage, but I loved the pattern and knew it would fit in with my collection that I've been slowly building. This platter also caught my eye. The blue and white felt right for what I was looking for, so this came home with me. I absolutely love this piece, and I had already envisioned it with a plan in it, but since it wasn't priced, I couldn't purchase it. This basket was an easy yes, just waiting till you see how I styled it at home. Also, finding pieces like this with a little creativity, they can be transformed into beautiful decor, so stay tuned to see how it turns out. Next, I stopped by Savers and browsed through the art frames to see what I can find, what inspiration, patriotic decor I can, add to my home. But these vintage sheet music prints actually inspired a DIY I'll be sharing later in the video, so stick around. While I was there, I also came across some beautiful red and white transferware pieces that would be perfect for summer and 4th of July decorating. And although I was tempted to buy everything, I did really good, and I only brought home the creamer and bowl set. And of course, I couldn't skip the linen section. You can sometimes find great selection of tablecloths, placemats, and fabric pieces for easy DIY projects. And of course, I found myself gravitating towards the blue and white patterns once again. As I continued browsing, I came across quite a bit of Americana decor. After bringing everything home, I laid out a few of my favorite finds. I wasn't looking to completely decorate for the 4th of July, but I did want to add a few subtle Americana touches in my home for this summer. And I honestly thought these red transferware, the creamer, and sugar bowl set would just fit perfect for the season. I especially love the vintage look of these flags. I have a set of two that I got some time ago at an estate sale, but I love the worn and collected look. But before I start decorating, I wanted to create a few easy decor pieces first. Alright, so I had a vision for a simpler summer wreath, so I gathered a few inspiration photos to guide me. Everything I used in this project came from either Michael's during a 50% off sale or Amazon. I started with a grapevine wreath, a few fox stems in soft whites and greenery, but honestly what I love most is how versatile this wreath is. Since nothing is glued down, I can easily swap the stems throughout the seasons. Next, for the bow, I repurposed a thrifted blue floral shirt and layered in a few different ribbons. The mix of patterns and textures gave it enough Americana charm while still keeping it soft and cottage inspired. I layered the ribbons at different lengths to create a fuller bow. For my next DIY, if you remember, I took inspiration from a piece I spotted while thrifting. Michael's had something similar too, but I decided to recreate my own version using an America the Beautiful print. To give it that aged, time-worn look, I tore the edges and lightly brushed on brown paint. For the background, I reused the same thrifted floral shirt I used earlier and a thrifted frame. I attached the fabric to the backing, then I used Mod Podge to secure the print in place. The soft blue floral fabric added just enough color while keeping that vintage Americana feel. And to finish it off, I sealed everything with a coat of Mod Podge, giving it that look of an aged piece. Alright, so while the frame dried, I did move along to my next DIY. Onto another thrift find. For this book, I added a vintage-inspired floral pattern to give it a subtle touch of red, just to tie in with the rest of the decor. And honestly, it is such a simple DIY, just using a decorative napkin and Mod Podge. I transformed this plain thrifted book into that perfect cottage-inspired look. Now it was time for the styling, and honestly, ribbons really do make such a difference. You don't need a lot to create a subtle seasonal touch. And for this display, I mixed a few thrifted finds, handmade pieces, and items I already own to create a simple Americana-inspired vignette. And remember the thrifted grapevine wreaths we saw earlier in the video? Just a little ribbon was all they needed. For now, I'm keeping things simple with a few Americana touches as we head into summer, but I'll be adding more blue and white decor in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. And I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me for more thrifted finds, DIY projects, and home decorating inspiration. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a blessed day.